Hello and welcome to this very special edition of the Adventures of the Windswift. We are one player down at the moment, so something that I like to do when we have that kind of situation is not to stop us from playing, but to explore an aspect of the characters' backgrounds. And today the Dice of Destiny has chosen Con O'Dana's backstory. So our elusive druid doctor who runs around saving everybody and being all investigative and quiet and mysterious, we're going to find out what his backstory is. Now, the way that this works is that Con will be Con, just a younger, shinier, sparklier version of himself, and our two players, Simon and Michael, will adopt the role of NPCs as such, but they will play them completely of their own volition. I have briefed them on what their goal is to achieve within this narrative that I've set out for Con to explore his past, and hopefully they will do something along those lines, and if not, we'll see where it goes. But ultimately this is all about discovering the truth behind Con O'Dana. Now, to give you some context as to the story, Con's parents have just died tragically in a fire for which he blames himself, and the young Con finds himself at the mercy of his rather curious uncle who seems to have some strange ideas about his future. His two friends, Ollie, as played by Simon, and Smiles, as played by Michael, are there to console and comfort him in this most darkest of hours. Now, our story kicks off. The three of you are sitting in Ollie's one-roomed, very roach-infested, very small space. The smell of stale beer is everywhere, as the tavern that below is not the greatest and best of qualityed places. Normally you would have met at Con's place, but that's burned to the ground. Over to you.
I am sitting in the clearest corner I can, on a chair propped up against the wall.
You have to prop it up against the wall because instead of having 4 legs, it's only got 3. So the wall functions as the stabilizing force there.
In my right hand is a half-drunk goblet of horribly cheap alcohol, and in my left is a smouldering roach of something illegal that is mostly unsmoked as I stare into the middle distance. Occasionally my lips move as if I'm discussing something, but to who, what I'm saying is inaudible.
Smiley, he doesn't look right to me. What do you think?
I don't know. You should talk to him, Ollie.
That would be me talking to him, right?
Look, in this, we'll just treat this the same way we treat all our other problems. I'm bigger. You're going to talk to him.
Don't look so intimidating. He might not be in the state of mind, kind of gesturing at the pipe in his right hand.
Look, you know this was a piping accident, okay? It's not my fault, but it's scary. So you should say something to him. I mean, the poor fella just lost his family. I mean, what are you saying at times like this? You know?
We should probably leave town.
I was a bit loud, wasn't I? Yeah, good old Smiles. Bit too loud.
Now then,
Tonight even.
sitting down at the bed next to the already broken stool, he's sitting on a chair. Dancer, have I ever told you about my parents and how I lost my parents?
Have we lost?
Don't think so.
Well, you know,
Oh God.
it was 5 years ago that I lost my parents.
I'm back. Hello?
Yeah, we got you.
Oh, fucking.
Cut this out.
We may just start again.
Yeah.
You may need to cut that out. I don't know. I was talking and stuff, but I don't think you could hear me.
We can hear you now. Is it fine?
Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'll
it's-
just
it
snap
seems
again
to
and
be,
I'll just go into the scene again.
Yeah.
Okay. Sitting down on the bed next to Con, or Dancer as we call him, sitting on the broken stool.
I'll sit adjacent on the other side.
Dancer, have I ever told you about my parents and how I got estranged with them? I'll take this as a no.
No.
So, 5 years ago, I was involved in a great deal that kind of fell through. Obviously not my fault. But the word got to my parents and they disowned me. You know, me, disowned. Like I would do a mischief or any failure of sorts. Anyways, the moral of the story is, look where I am now. And I kind of gesturing in the grandiose way around me.
The peeling
Things are looking up
wallpaper.
now.
The dripping roof.
I think we're gonna have to leave.
Yeah,
All right, enough sad talk.
I know
Oh,
tonight,
exactly
maybe.
the place where we should take you now.
Yeah.
Have you ever
We're going
heard-
there.
Of Madame Taslan? Let me present you to her. She knows me. She likes me. Like everybody does.
All right. I believe that she knows her bit. She knows a bit.
So the half-orc is on the one side, the halfling is on the other, trying to convince you to go to Madame Taslan. Everybody knows Madame Taslan. She runs the local brothel known as the Yellow Iris. She is well known for having the ability to cater for any need or any purse.
I sort of slowly down what's left of my drink and then put it down and grab the two of them by their shirt fronts and pull them close to my face and go, do you even know what any of this means?
Your bottle's empty. That's what it means. Dancer,
All right.
it means we need more drinks.
Means we're all dead. Let's go get fucked.
Yes!
Sorry.
That's what I'm
Sorry.
talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All right, I'll at this point, I'll sort of with my big arm, wrap it around Con and sort of lift him onto his feet, helping him sort of stagger out of the apartment. It's like, come on, let's go to this madam's place. Can't smell any worse than it does here.
Oh, you didn't know you had a battle. Oh, no. What?
I grab like this. It's kind of almost like a bottle of alcohol that's like half full, but it's
Oh,
filled
good.
with it's filled with like cigarette butts that we'd put out in it without even looking at it, picking it up, straight out.
Man.
That's the half-orc
Oh,
for you.
my friend's really sad. So get out of my way or I'll hit you in the face.
You
I'll
should
I'll
sing
walk through
less
the
often.
streets singing. We'll walk towards the Yellow Iris with
All right.
while singing this.
You shouldn't drink that, you know, I say vaguely as I allow myself to be dragged.
What are
To
you,
the
my
brothel.
parole officer?
So you very carefully make your way, very drunkenly and intoxicatedly, down the stairs which leads down the back of the tavern into the
So
stable
many
yards.
stairs.
Yes, lots of stairs. And Ollie, where are you taking them? Because they're going anywhere that you're going.
I was truthful for once, wanting them to go to the Yellow Iris. On our way there, I'll just knock against Smiley's shin.
Michael Blotterwagen! Oh, sorry. Didn't see you.
Shh, you wake up the baby.
Smiley, you didn't pay me this week. Come on, give me the money.
Yeah. I reach in. Smiley reaches into his pouch and sort of shakes what is the better part of maybe 3 copper and a bottle cap or two, and he says, "Hey, Okay, you got to pick one of your hands. You can't put out 4 hands. It's just. And I give it to him.
I have money
Look
somewhere.
Disappointed,
Don't I?
smart.
Yeah, you got a couple. You got some gold on you, as a matter of fact, given your family's history.
Might as well spend it. It's the last night where you're alive in this world.
Stop yapping. Come on.
It's fine. It's all fine. It's how it should be. Let's go.
You know, I know a dwarf. I know a dwarf, right? And he used to come in and he used to sing that exact same song. He used to be like, you know, it's the end of the world. It's the end of the world. You know it. Yeah, and I feel fine. You know, it's great. It's a fantastic song. I'll sing it to you one day when I find him again.
Buddy, why do I hang out with you?
I thought you were the bard.
Come on.
You making your way through
Here,
alleyways and
have
things,
some gold. Here, you have some gold.
and
Uh-huh.
the sun is shining ridiculously brightly.
Oh.
There are
Jeez.
birds cheeping from the straw rooftops. Trees that you pass are verdantly green. Little kids play merry, quite contrarian little circles around one another.
Come get out of here. Just because you're bigger than me doesn't mean you can play around here. Piss off.
They stop doing their little circles around you and sort of scatter off to go and find other short folk to traumatize. There's a general air of happiness and joy about the town. As you continue. However, one of the pathways to get to the Yellow Iris takes you into this rather dodgy alleyway. Not to say that you haven't been in dodgy alleyways before, but this one is a little bit darker perhaps than the rest. And the reason being for that is stepping out in front of you. They made no bones about hiding the fact that they were there. These 2 large men, one's definitely human, the other one could be a half-orc as well. They stop in front of you. The half-orc looks over at you, smiles, and goes, "Oh yeah, watcher."
Yeah, well, yeah. On you, little mucker.
The
Busy day.
man next to him goes, "You're Con O'Dana, aren't you?"
Does he look like Con O'Dana to you? No, he's not. He's dancer, man.
He looks
But he's a
down.
little bit under the weather. So if you want to speak, speak to me. Or I'll just walk right into your balls.
He looks down
He
at
said
you.
walk.
Wait, he's not Con O'Dana.
No, he's not. He's dancer. Right, Smiles?
Right.
See? It's 2 versus 2, so we're right.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
Do I need
Who
to?
wants to know?
So plus 4,
Okay.
right? So that's
Yeah.
15.
15. Oh shit, I told you we got the wrong one. Alright, carry on then.
Who wants to know?
Shut up. Shut up,
Who
dancer.
wants to
Come.
know? Who wants to know?
None of your business, thank you very much, Danza. The half-orc looks over at you, Mike, and he says in Orcish, "Oh, he's been looking for this bloody bastard all morning. Only now, we thought we got him, and it's not him. If you see him, wouldn't you let us know? My feet are bloody killing me. I've been walking around this bloody city all day."
Oh, yeah, too right, me mucker. I'll keep an eye out for him, and if I hear from him, I'll send him your way. But how's Gloria?
We don't talk about Gloria.
Yeah. Oh, sorry to hear that. I thought him and Jeff were doing well.
Like I said, better left
Oh
unspoken
yeah,
about.
yeah.
Come on, Smiley.
Yeah, right.
This
No,
way's the
sorry.
blood.
No
Sorry,
need to
yeah,
interrupt,
right,
but we're
well-
going to go and have sex now.
Yeah, we're gonna get his little beak wet.
The half-orc looks over at the human. Why did they go and have fun? And the human's like, "You shut up. Just shut up. We got to go and look at this Dana bloke." And they go wandering off down the alleyway. Yes, and with that, the three of you continue on your way to the yellow iris. The yellow iris is so named because someone decided that painting this shambles of a wooden and stone structure would make it look better, so it's been painted a yellow, which starts as a yellow at the top of the building where most of the muck hasn't got to, but as it slowly progresses downwards it shifts in tone until it's a disastrous brownish kind of muck colour. Yes, inscribed on
Kind of looks like a camel.
Yeah, kind of. And inscribed on the post hanging over the door is a rather badly drawn flower. The botanists amongst you cringe as you realise it's not an iris, but it's actually a chrysanthemum. But there we are. Not everyone is an expert. Leaning around it are several women. Some are dressed in finery that's more expensive than your entire collective sum. The others are dressed in successively less quality clothing until there's two that look as if they've been slapped with the ugly stick and are standing there basically in very, very simple rags. They look at the three of you, and the well-dressed ones push the poxy ones forward. They kind of slop towards you. One of them just pulls her dress open. The other one holds out her hand. 5 copper each.
Oh, sorry,
First
go,
of
go.
all, this is a man of distinction and nobility, pointing at Con.
Taste.
He's drunk.
Taste too, yes.
Yes.
Uh,
and drunk
drunk.
and gold in hand.
At that point,
Go.
the well-dressed one just pushes the little poxy one aside. She just disappears in a cloud of hair and breast. The
Kind of stepping in front of Dancer. Can I say, I'm his manager now. He had a rough night.
is he a fighter?
I sort of
It is.
I sort of raise a hand to Ollie and sort of go, tag me in. Yeah,
I got this, Smiley. I got this.
okay, you should.
You'll get your... So, he had a rough night, and he needs like a makeover and a nice memory, right? He's a little bit besides himself. Now, what do you say? You take him upstairs, make him have a nice memory, give him a shave, get rid of his hair, make him look nice again, because he's nobility, but rough night.
That's it.
All right, darling. I suppose
I
we could
believe you're
do
in the
something
business of memory removal.
like that. 2 gold.
Kind of
Is she
not
worth
get
2 gold?
Smiley,
Also-
kind of the hand
Okay,
up like this.
Smiley sort of takes the gold that Con gave him,
Yeah.
puts it in the palm of his tiny little hand.
Now I put out one of my gold that he gave me earlier too, and pull out like 5 silver that I had on my own, put it on and say like, here, and you take her with you, so it's a really nice memory.
Ah,
She.
now we're talking.
She is actually. She looks like she. She looks like the sort who does this job because she can make a lot of money quite quickly. There's a bit of a fiery temperament behind the eyes. She has this black flowing hair which curves and curls around her form. She looks like she can definitely handle herself. There is no doubt that she knows how to handle bad customers. There's no doubt that she knows how to show someone a good time. There's also no doubt that she is definitely the prime of the bunch here.
I tell her too, he's drunk, you don't need to do much.
She wraps her hands over yours, and for a moment you get the silky, soft touch of her fingers on yours, and this wafting scent of peaches and summer meadows and other exotic sort of farmland aromas. And then she steps back. She takes your hand, Con. What did you say your name was?
Dancer.
Yeah,
Danza. All right, Danza.
They
that's
call
what they call me.
They call him Big Dancer.
I sort of perk up a bit.
She looks him up and down. I'm sure they do. All right. So she leads you back into the yellow iris. and up some stairs carefully.
Have you got some wine? That's a fantastic. You are both lovely. This will do just fine. Have you got wine, by the way?
I'm sure we can organise that. Let's just see what you've got left in your purse, shall we?
We need lots of wine, you know. I mean, did I mention I'm a dead man? No? Yes.
You look pretty good for a corpse to me, darling, she says as she takes you up the stairs.
Yeah.
The rest of the ladies of the night look at the two of you.
At this point, Smile decides to reveal how he earned his nickname, and sort of gets the sort of his hair and sort of pushes it back. Ladies, listen. It's been quite a long night. My friend, he's just been through a terrible breakup. Poor thing. The girl took him for everything. It was terrible. He came to us in the middle of the night, sobbing, crying. But we're good mates. We just tried very hard to make sure he knew that you got friends that love him, and we're better to bring someone for some love than here with you fine, beautiful women.
Give me a persuasion check. And I mean, Ollie's face says everything. It's like, what? That just came out of you.
16, and then do I get a +2 because charisma is one of the ones I rolled? Yeah, so 18.
So one of the slightly less poxy ones places her hand on your shoulder. You poor things. You really are just trying to show your mate a good time, aren't you?
Oh, of course. What would any mate do less for a friend?
One of the other ladies in a fairly decent dress kneels down next to you, Ollie. Her bosom is significant, and I suppose you're also just trying to help your mate.
Of course! It's not about my own neck. All about the maid. Of course.
The girls look over at each other. Well, I suppose it has been a quiet morning. And it is for a good cause. I mean, after all, it's well... All right, then. 5 silver for both of you.
It's what a mate would do.
5 silver. Gulp. Kind of look in my pouch. Look at my extra pouch I get from my maid. I've just but 4 silver. I'm good. I need to do something else anyways. How about you entertain my eloquent friend?
I don't even let him finish the statement. I just take the little poxy amount of gold and I sort of walk in.
All
See
right.
yourself.
Kind of turn around.
Sorry,
move
love,
out.
rules is rules, says the well-endowed one as she watches you walk away.
So while they have fun, I just want to go into the city and kind
Yes.
of scope out the situation a little bit and see how much gold is on his head.
Got you. So that's what you're doing. Con, we know what you're doing. And Smiley, we know what you're doing. So after... I'd ask for Con and for Smiley, please, to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Not performance.
They're
just kinda-
prostitutes. They will they will give you a 10 out
Almost
of 10
Certainly more
every time.
experienced than Con is at this point.
That is a 15 total.
There we go.
16.
16. Okay, so Ollie, after about 40 minutes or so, you've kind of cruised the taverns. You've done the low areas. You've spoken. It certainly seems like there is someone who was deeply upset with the fact that you guys, the three of you, intercepted that cargo and stole it before it could be delivered to the rightful owner.
Stole it?
Liberated, borrowed, however you want to phrase it. Vanus, the man from which you liberated it, has put out a rather substantial reward of 400 gold pieces for Con's head. it's not difficult to determine that Vanis and his men were the ones who set fire to the mansion. They had hoped to get everybody at the same time and teach Con a very, very powerful lesson, and send a very powerful message to anyone who might try and cross Vanis, but they realized that they didn't get the boy. And since he was the primary one, Vanis still wants his pound of flesh. So 400 gold is riding out on young Con's head at the moment. Most people, though, are banking on the fact that the kid probably took flight the moment that the incident happened. And they expect him to be on his way to Milken, Fort Brast, and the barbarian lands in the north. Because
over the 7 hills,
no one crosses Vanis and gets away with it. Speaking of crossing, Con, you are relaxed and happy, and wine is being poured. Smiley, you there?
Let's just censor my whole room. Some bad, weird stuff's going down.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Let me put it this way: duck feathers are the least weird thing in this room right now.
Duck feathers are the least weird thing in the room right now. Okay,
I'm drinking wine straight from the flagon at this stage.
There you go. There you go. All right, so Ollie, do you head back to the Yellow Iris?
Yeah, I know that the orc has a little bit of constitution, so it will take a while. So I'll give him like a better part of an hour.
All right, perfect. Not a problem.
Until I return.
Gotcha.
And then I basically wait on the porch for them to get kicked out because they're out of money.
That's it. And as if on cue, once the feathers have settled, your lovely lady looks at you. Well, that was that was that.
I put my finger over her lip. Just remember me for next time. Then I run my hand across her cheek, and I won't even put my clothes all the way on. Like, I'll wear the loincloth, and I'll have everything in a bindle, like under my arm, and I'll just stroll, like, you know.
I'm just sitting there as a small person looking up.
And as he walks out from behind you in the room, she shouts, "Don't worry, darling, I won't forget you, although next time there's a 5 silver cleaning charge." Look at this bloody mess, she says as she slams the door. Con, your vixen looks you up and down. You are now clean shaven, your hair has been cut short. As per the request of your manager.
I don't quite remember that, okay.
But she looks at you and she says, "Listen, our time's up, but don't think that people are not going to recognize who you are."
You spotted that, did you?
Let's just say the Odana men have a reputation.
Well... yeah, there's that, I guess. Ladies, it's been divine.
Right.
I'll take your advice.
Yeah, Vanis wants your head.
Well, maybe you should have it. Seems to be fair in the balance, really. But I'm not inclined to just give it to him.
That's what we like to hear, and I'm sure that's what your mates would like to hear. Now, remember what they've done for you this day. It's not every day that a bloke's mates are going to spend a whole bunch of gold pieces getting him satisfied. Just remember that.
Sure, I won't forget.
All right, now, unless you've got other mates, I'm afraid you'll have to leave.
Ladies, it's been real. I dress myself in the during the course of this conversation and leave with a flourish.
All right.
After downing whatever's left of the booze.
Okay. You there's nothing left. Damn it.
While he comes out, Ollie is in a discussion with Smiles. Smiley, I don't think it's safe. You just had. Do you really think we should?
Well, look, you know, if what you say is right, there's no way in the city that he's going to be safe. But you remember that thing we found? Oh, shh, quiet.
Dancer! Now, you learn to fly. Do you really want to learn to fly?
I'm not sure how that's relevant, but yeah.
Mate,
Sure.
mate, we have the biggest surprise for you right now. Now look, you already look like 10 times less dead than you did before. So grab your socks.
Marjorie was
and-
rather nice, I have to say.
Grab your socks. We've got something wonderful to show you. All right, just I don't remember where it is. We're gonna have to go with Ollie.
Okay.
Yeah. Smiley
But,
does the talk. Smiley, you'll do the talking when we get there, right?
Okay, but maybe we should think about. We should think about leaving town.
You should just think about what just happened. Leave the rest to your friends.
Okay.
We have your back.
We got your back. Oh,
Right.
you know what?
Smiley,
I-
we are in a hurry.
Oh, but give us 2 secs. Give us 2 secs.
Let's
I
not
find-
loiter on the
I-
streets.
Oh, I find a homeless person.
That's easy enough. There's plenty of them hanging around.
Just look in the mirror.
Wham! I take his hobo cloak.
He's locked completely out.
What you looking at? Piss off!
The rest of them kind of scurry away into the shadows.
Hope none of them recognize
I'll
this.
put it on. I'll put it on him. It's like, don't worry about the smell. It will just build the illusion.
And the fact that it's damp.
Okay.
Bloody.
I
That's
guess
okay. That's okay. It's his blood. It's his blood. It's all good. It's okay. It's fine.
Now,
It is a particularly vile thing, and after wearing it for about a minute, there is definitely something that has now crawled underneath your shirt.
Oh God. Oh, Smiles. This better be good.
Okay. Let's go. Come on, Ollie. We're wasting time.
Smiley, we're in a hurry here. We should get really quickly out of the city.
All right, so you start making your way, actually. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. You probably now have lice. So
That's the nicest thing he'll get.
as you get to the gates of the city, the guards don't pay you any attention whatsoever. The city's not on any alert or anything like that. As you get to the gates, though, you hear a voice, possibly 700 or 800 yards behind you. It's the orc shouting at you, Ollie. Oi, you! Stop! That is bloody O'Dana!
Shit.
Ooh!
No, it's not. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
I just start running.
All right.
Gotta run!
You start running, they start running, there's general running going on. I need you all please to give me athletics checks.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Small legs.
18.
Nice.
Very small legs.
It was a natural 18 because I don't have much
No. What
Mine
was...
plus 6.
strength.
I have.
sorry, Simon, what did you say?
I have small legs, right? So I have a good thing for that. I have 9.
As Smiles overtakes him, he'll sort of scoop him up.
Grab him, all right.
You know,
Onward!
this is how we used to play mud ball.
No.
All right.
Hi, Spike.
For a good 15 minutes or so, the three of you scamper, run, collapse, roll over, trip, etc. Through the farm fields that stretch out around the city, vaulting over little stone walls. Every now and again there's a little brook. You kind of jump over that or find the little bridge. The two that are following you, eventually they give up. They shout something. We'll find you! Don't you worry! We'll find you!
No, we've already got one.
What?
In the course of the pursuit, I'm going
Yeah.
to divest myself of the beggar's cloak.
All right,
thing.
give me a dexterity check, please.
Don't need this anymore. Oh dear. That would be 6.
So you pull at the string clasp and try and
I can't do this anymore.
you try and shuck it off, but it's you realize that the back part, which was damp, it's actually sticking to you now. So it sort of flaps badly around you. Yeah, it's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Just kill me now.
Yeah, but you do after your run. The rest have sort of given up. A couple of minutes later, you can come to a stop. You find yourselves at the crossroads. The primary road leads south all the way down to Howden Lee, way down in the south. There's another passageway that leads east, and that leads to Hollylock, the coastal city that trades primarily with the Sajet. And then another road leads directly to the coastline, which will take you to pristine beaches and the small fishing villages that service your home city.
Go to the beach.
For some reason, I'm letting Ollie make decisions at this point. I'm still like...
Oh, hang on. Turn around, Dancer. Turn. Go on.
Okay, Smiley, as you go to grab the cloak, the whole surface of it moves, and you realize they're just these little mites and lice everywhere in this.
To the sea.
Okay,
Do you still
don't
grab it?
panic. Don't panic.
Yes,
Okay.
get off me!
Yeah, I will, but this is what I'll do. I'll take off my shirt,
Right,
and I'll like wrap my hands around it,
right.
and then in one swift action, I'll throw them a distance, and then get my lighter and just be like,
Oh, all right. Well, you rip the cloak off. It's sticky. It's oozy. There was who knows what he was lying in. You throw it onto the ground. As you throw it there, it is quite obviously moving with the number of lice.
Fire is what's happening to this thing.
Flint and tinder it. As
Flint and tinder.
the
Done.
spark doesn't get to half a foot above the cloak before the entire thing just goes up in this fume-filled fireball of flame. And then there's this crackling, popping, hissing sound as the shells of the creatures slowly explode and shatter in the heat. Then the cloak itself starts to burn, which is just this black, billowy cloud of scum and slime and remnants of wool.
I turn and head for the beach.
All right. Stretching on either side is this broad, white sanded beach, and then these massive cliffs that head off to the north and head off to the south. That immediate sense of cleanliness and of the ocean breezes wash over you as movement starts to become a bit tricky because of the sandy surface that you're now treading over. But those cliffs literally will run 100 miles in that direction and 300 miles to the south before you come across any other civilization upon the beaches. Out on the waves, you can see the coast. The water is very, very calm. You can see these little sailing fishing ships with their nets being thrown out as they're trying to catch supper for this evening and for the city.
I just walk straight, zombified. Connor's not here right now. Connor's in his happy place. Connor's body is taking a bath. Then Con will come back. Walk straight into the water.
The cold embrace of the ocean washes over you, and for a moment you think you can hear the sounds of the priests of the elves singing on the water. Their continent is on the exact opposite side of the ocean. Yes, the cold embrace of the waves slap about you and suck away all of the infestation.
Smiley.
I spend
Ollie?
some time on it, grab bits of floating kelp and like really give myself a good cleansing. It's almost obsessive at this point.
Ollie?
Possibly not just about the dirt.
Oh.
The caves we found.
Mm.
They were over there. You should recognize it by now. Do you?
Oh yeah.
I don't like. There were 2 people there, right? Just 2?
There were 2 people there.
You're sure? You said just 2 people.
Yeah, that's all I saw, mate. It's just 2 people, and you know what? The 3 of us, especially with Dan, you know, we'll get it. We'll do it. You know.
We should talk to him and tell him what's going on.
Oh, come on, ruin the surprise. He'll love it. He'll love it. You know, trust us. Trust us.
We need to knock out 2 people. You think he's gonna do it just because you're?
He'll love that. I mean, how angry is he? He's got to be ready to knock some skulls in. You mark my word. We'll get there, and he'll be over the moon and knocking 2 people out. It'll be good for him. It'll be good for him. Cathartic. Because arsenic, rock. Yeah, it'll feel good. Feel good.
Yes. You talk with him. You bring him to do it without him telling us a surprise.
Eventually, I emerge from the waves.
Scoured with
There he
sea
is.
salt.
Stretch my clothes to dry over pieces of driftwood or whatever.
yeah.
Smiley had a great idea.
Brilliant idea. All right, here's what we do. We go into this cave, and that's where your surprise is. Right? But it's a 2-part surprise.
There's a series of
First
caves.
surprise.
What are you 2 up to?
Oh, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. You love it. You love it. Ollie came up with the idea, actually. You know, he found it, and then he told me, and then I you know, it's a 2-parter, right? So first presents from Ollie, right? And that's what's in there. And you'll see it when you go in. A second that's from me, right? Right from me out, right? We're gonna smack a couple people out, right? Just knock them clean out. Because your gift, it may belong to them, but you know, don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Yeah,
They just found it.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
They found it first, and this is my cave.
Yeah, exactly. It's Ollie's cave. I've seen him write his name on it. You know, everything.
I pissed on the sands when I was just a wee little boy. I'm still weird little, but I'm not a boy anymore, so it's my cave.
Wait. Let me get this.
You said your wee was little.
Wait. Wait. You mean say that we're running away from people from whom we have stolen?
We're not running away.
And
We're exploring.
Going to go and rob some more people.
We're not robbing them. They tried to rob us.
Oh, when did they do that?
Yeah.
Right now.
Just then. They're doing it right now. They're doing it right now.
Well,
They're trying to steal your present.
Fuck that.
Yeah. Let's go. See, I told you you'd love it. Told you you'd love it. All right, let's go. Right here. Through here.
Right.
This is right, Kate.
Yeah. So you run up the beach.
Convenient that.
Yeah, you run up the beach. There are a series of caves that have been just eaten into the rock by the action of the ocean. There's larger ones and there's smaller ones. The largest of them, the height of the top of the cave is easy 80 foot. And the whole, the width of it is about 80 foot as well. There's some very strange furrow marks in the sand. The high tide hasn't yet washed them out. It's like almost like a big V shape that's been cleft into the sand. And a cursory glance, there have been people in and out of here quite a lot. As you get closer to the cave, though, the smell of the sea changes. It's no longer the breath of the sea, the air of the sea. It is more oily. Oil lamps have been burned fairly recently, and so the aroma has got that sort of sickly oil scent to it. The cave itself, as you start to move in, it gets easier to walk. There's less beach sand, more of the rock itself, and you haven't gone more than 30 feet in when the cave opens out quite dramatically in front of you, opening up into this rather cavernous space. The critical thing, however, is at the far end, and you can see now what's caused the furrow. At the far end is this large ship. Looks like a yacht, maybe a little bit bigger. She's probably 60 foot in length. Slightly different configuration, though, to a yacht, because she's got sails, or at least she's got yard arms, that stick out the side of her as well. And then there's runes that are carved along the length of the hull. This is a flying ship. Standing on top of the aft castle, which is where the steering columns are, is a figure. The figure is currently reading a book with her back to you. She doesn't seem to have noticed you, and you can hear someone else is humming a rather fairly good rendition of Imperium's Ode to Happiness, the third movement therein.
See, there they are.
It's my boat.
Look at them, reading and humming bastards.
They're stealing my boat. It's the surprise for you. Let's go.
It's a flying boat.
It's a flying boat.
Where did you get that? What? How did it get in here?
Now let's go.
I grab a rock and I give one to Ollie and I give one to Con, and I say,
I start to creep towards the boat.
All right.
I'm clearly not really concentrating on the plan of smacking anyone with a rock. I'm far too distracted by the boat. I'm like walking up to it to touch it. Like,
Give me stealth checks, please.
we're gonna probably start with the person reading.
Right. Okay.
oh.
Uh-oh.
8. It's a flying boat.
Wow.
Look at the runes.
3 from Smiley. Ollie?
19.
19. Well, here's the irony: is Smiley, as you're moving forward with your rock, you accidentally drop your rock. Clunk. Everyone freezes. Well, except for Con, possibly, who's walking towards this beautiful ship.
Look, heat-etched runes.
The book reader simply turns another page, and the singer just opens up on this rather long and lengthy C-sharp note, which they just hold. They don't appear to have heard you. Their roll was worse than yours.
Less than 3. So Ollie wants to climb up the back rudder and up.
Yes. All right.
That direction.
So that's what you're going to be doing, Smiley.
I slowly reach down to grab my rock,
Right. Easy enough.
and then I'll move like quarter speed now, moving ultra slow.
Got you. All right, Con.
I start to climb up the side of the boat.
Okay. And we will pick it up next week as we continue to explore the rather debaucherous background of Con O'Dana, or Danza, as his 2 friends. Friends, are they his friends? Want to call them. This is
Thanks.
a little segue. We'll be back with more, of course, of the usual Windswift in due course once Freddie rejoins us. But we'll still do our recap, as people seem to like those. If you do like the recap, let us know. Put it in your comments below. And if you don't like it, well, let us know as well. But everyone so far seems to like it. Dice of Destiny says that up first is Simon. Different playing a character. You don't even have a character sheet. I mean, that's how loose this is.
Yes.
We didn't know that Freddie wasn't going to be here, so we just launched straight into it. So what's that like?
Yes, ready. No, yeah, it's flying by the seats of your pants, or how you say this in English, right? No, it's something different for like. I just had like the kernel of an idea for this character, which I try to explore as further and further as we go in. Might have been a little bit more in the forefront here because just of his personality and maybe a little bit too much for my liking as a player. But I don't like lulls in the narration necessarily that much, and if I have a character in general as a person, and if I have a character that would try to overcompensate maybe for his own height, then it kind of made sense for me to kind of jump into that lull and kind of try to do something. And the idea for the character was that he like is a liar, obviously. I think that came across, but also that his heart, at least in concerning Con or Dancer, is in the right place, and he tries to help him out of this situation. And maybe, as he's also fairly young still, not as much older than young Con, still a little bit over into his head.
That's it.
I guess.
That's it. Michael, you in the same boat? You've never met this character before. You literally had 5 minutes to create him in. Not even that. Not even 5 minutes.
No. It was yeah. It's always an experience. I love improv. That's just one of my shticks. I'm always a big fan. I mean, kind of the only criticism I'd have really would be on myself, because I'm obviously quite a large personality by nature, and I usually temper my NPCs when I'm running them, especially when they're like DMPCs. Whereas obviously being a player, that filter hasn't really switched on yet. So he's very, very out there. He's very, he's not Mutaru loud, but he's still, fans who have seen obviously Mutaru before can see obviously what I mean when I say that I, being a big personality, fit into that kind of role really quickly. Like Simon said as well, the lulls in the narrative are the points where you really need to have these characters, even if they aren't the main character, they need to kind of be there to help drive the story forward, not for themselves, but for Con, because this is his backstory and his growth and his development. And yeah, so I thought it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed doing that with everyone, and I loved learning a lot about Con too, because I don't know if the audience knows this, but we actually don't know each other's backstory in great detail. So things like this, we're learning stuff as you guys are learning stuff. Like literally 5 minutes before we started recording, we learned about the fire and all of that sort of stuff. And it's shocking for us, So our reactions are genuine, same thing with John. Jono's reaction. I was almost gonna cry at some point, right at the start when he was like, I go over to the window and I'm looking in the middle distance. I'm sad as hell, and I'm like, because where do you go from there? It's like, so Bruce Wayne, you're in an alleyway. Your parents' blood is wet on your hands. Go.
Yeah.
And by the way, just for the interest of the viewer here, guys, mission to us was make him happy.
Yeah.
So we're just like, Bruce, your hands are bloody with the blood of your parents.
Let's go get drunk and have sex. Woo!
Cheer him up.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so, Con, how's it been for you? Because you kind of said, this is my backstory, the parents died in a fire, you blame yourself. Now we're starting to explore that. We're starting to unpack that. We've got some important names that have come through. You now have a face to the person that you portrayed. That sort of thing. How's that been? How's this been, exploring your character's backstory this way?
Fun. Not something I've actually really done much of before. And in some ways at first it makes you feel a bit awkward, because it's like you're this character's the center of the story, and that's a bit, yeah, anyway, but fun actually to sort of fill in the details, as you say, and also to explore how he transitions to someone who is trains in medicine and takes up druidic orders. I was having a lot of fun with you guys as well, and because I have notes, I don't know what they've been discussing about how this is going to go, or what they've got it planned in terms of story. So I'm very much feeling my way along, trying to think, well, how would Con, in his current situation, be thinking and feeling and responding to his mates? And there's almost a sense that maybe this is where Con learns to grow out or away or move away from his criminal past. Do these guys hold him back, for all their good intentions?
Yes, they do.
And if so, how is he going to come to that realization, and how will that play out, and what will happen to all of them with this virus on their cases? So yeah, no, I mean, considering we started with a few bullet points, I think in a short time we've started something that's got a definite interesting shape.
So yes, from a viewer perspective, when we got to the point where we realized we were a player short, we said, well, we're still going to do a recording, we're still going to do a show. What are we going to do? Let's do a backstory. John and I briefly discussed. We were checking in the chat logs and things. Literally 3 lines saying, "Okay, parents died in fire. Blames himself. Became a doctor out of remorse or a way of trying to seek atonement, etc." That was it. So when it was time for me to come up with the story, I went, well, let's fall back on the old caveats of someone wants something badly, and we went to, okay, well, Con really has this thing about loving airships and wanting to be on an airship and becoming a druid and going from there. So that's where I came up with the idea of, okay, we've got 2 PC NPCs, if you want to call it that, who we can work with. We've got this desire to be on an airship. Cod wants to be on an airship, but is having difficulty getting there because, well, he doesn't have one. So let's give him one and see what happens. And this is about getting to that point. Next episode, we will see what happens when or if they actually manage to get an airship. So until next time, thanks for watching, thanks for joining us. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you all again next week.